Okay, welcome back. So, Tom, I was thinking, let's now move in. Obviously, there was some brilliant stuff I saw before the practice, and maybe I haven't been at it for a while, but I thought the debriefing and some of the stuff in terms of how prepared you guys was very, very cool. But you got to the warm up, and maybe I wasn't ready because there was just so much going on. Like, you know what I mean? I'm used to like old school UCLA circle drill. The whole team goes, and then we got push-ups. And I got in there and I saw these doing bands and others diving. So just explain it to me so I could get it. And hopefully we got some footage on it.
Yeah. Well, the basic concept is we just want to warm up playing volleyball. We don't want to we don't want to warm up running in circles. We want to touch the ball as much as we can. So the goal is hopefully maybe if one team is stretching for 5 minutes and we're touching the ball for 5 minutes, we can get 100 more contacts every day. That's kind of the theory behind it.
I love that. That's like the Brazilian style coaching. Yeah, I love that.
So the bands is pretty simple. It's just we just do the same thing with the bands that the pitchers do in baseball, and it reduces shoulder injuries a lot. It's been proven, so it's huge that we do that.
Yeah, so it was just tied to basketball, rim,
just
or
3 minutes every day, but it makes a huge difference.
And what are just the simple, the obvious?
Yeah, we're just isolating the rotator cuff and just doing different motions that are just going to support those muscles.
Okay, good. Then what was next?
Then we'll do some footwork patterns. We can choose from blocking or doing some sprawls or pancakes or.
So are you laying that out for them in advance?
Yeah, it's on the board.
Okay, so it was on the ball and they say, okay, we're going to do this footwork pattern. Okay, good.
And then we get into, we call it setting corners. Basically, it's just a square.
Yeah, I saw the 4 goals.
Right, so you set and you just follow around. So we're running to warm up and we're setting to get our non-setters enough sets in practice.
It's one of those things that I always see, especially now at the higher level.
Everybody's got to be able to set the ball.
I know, and often it's like, especially here in the United States, there's not enough focus on it. But when you look at like a lot of the higher level international teams, like the Brazilian, the middle goes up in just like perfect hands.
And it matters a lot.
Oh, it makes those 1 or 2 points.
It's going to be exactly, and then we do 5 serves with our mindset. We used to do serving routines, but we've been working with a sports psychologist we love a lot, and he's trying to take us away from routines and more just in an overall mindset. Tell
me more about that, because that sounds interesting.
Basically, when you serve in practice, you want to try to mentally put yourself in the game as much as you can. So kind of feel what you feel in the game. If your fingers get tingly, try to get yourself to that state. Control your thoughts the way you want to control them. Make sure your breathing is where you want to breathe them. Make sure your shoulders are back, you have good body language. If you can do that every time, your transfer into the game is going to be higher. So we do it in our
So he's saying that even in those scary moments, recreate those scary moments.
If you can, if you can do that mentally, because your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy.
Sure.
So if you think you're in that situation, you are in that situation. So we do it in the warm-up just to kind of remind, hey, get yourself in the mindset you want to be in, just as a reminder every day in practice. And then we finish with just over the net pepper. We're just playing for rallies. And but we want the ball going over the net because that's how volleyball works.
And I just saw they're just trying to keep it going for as long as they can. Nice, simple hit, high, deep, and it's all 10-foot, correct?
Yeah, and you can talk about Brazil. There's ball control and there's hand control, and both are really, really important. And like most gyms in Brazil, they can move it where they want to move it. And
when you mean hand control, you mean in terms of how they can go up and do a simple hit.
If I want to hit there, I can hit it there. I don't hit it somewhere I don't want to hit it. And
I think the best I've seen with that is Mike Deal.
He was good. He was really good. Yeah.
He was unbelievable. Yeah. And the thing that he always used to tell me about was, it's like he'd watch these Brazilian players and basically they would run up and, they don't have the perfect set. Okay, so instead of just like pounding it, they pound it off the block, play it back, and then...
Ajiba is the best at that.
There you go.
His vision is unbelievable. I think he knows when he has that double block and he takes a 70% swing instead of a 100% swing, and his team has a chance to cover it and they get another swing. Yeah, he's phenomenal at that. Okay,
so now, is there anything else? So you've ended up with this warm-up. What about stretching?
We never static stretch. So there's about 1,000 studies at this point.
Okay, I've heard a lot about this. Just quickly.
Yeah, it pulls on the muscle. I mean, it's not stretching it; you're pulling it. And, so there's a lot of validity to dynamic stretching.
Yes. A lot of our coaches have been talking about dynamic stretching.
And we don't stretch at all. We do foam roll stuff with our strength coach, and we do stuff with tennis balls and rub on that, and we'll do work with band. But we're never just going to sit there and try and touch our toes. That's just not. We're just not going to do that. We try to make sure everything we're doing is based on science and the latest studies we have to our knowledge.
Okay, so I think that's some great stuff, and that actually makes sense to me. All of it now with your warm up. But then I was sitting there just seeing girls running. I was like, wow, I got the one part where they're hitting over the net, which was good. So, you know, I didn't feel too bad. Okay, so if you want more information on dynamic warm up stretches, you can also see Mike Deal has some great videos, as well as Dave Fisher. And I appreciated that warm up. It was, and I like the concept too of multi touches.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a powerful point, and you know, obviously Tom is on top of it because you know he's a really good coach. Okay, so to see more videos and see the rest of his practice plan, go to volleyball1on1.com.